In my teenage years, I used to roam my hometown after school, and there was this one abandoned building that we would always go to and smoke cigarettes and just break stuff or, you know, teenage stuff. And this particular building we swore was haunted. And in this building, there was one incident that happened. And let me claim before I get into the story that I don't necessarily believe in paranormal stuff, like, at all. But at the same time, I'm agnostic. Like, I believe there could be stuff out there, but it's very likely it could be explained by science. Uh, Pretty much most of the time, it's not what we think it is. And even if it is what we think it is, what we think it is isn't even what we think it is, if you know what I mean. But anyway, so this instance, we, this time, whenever we went into the abandoned building, we decided to venture into the basement. And all we had was lighters. It was pitch black in this basement. And some key details. There's a chair inside the living room, and the basement was like right. The entrance to the basement was inside the living room. It was right by the stairs. There were stairs inside the living room that led upstairs, and then at the bottom of those stairs, there is this door that led down into the basement. And there's a chair inside the living room, and then there's drawers inside the kitchen, uh, which is the way out of the abandoned building, because the kitchen was in the back, and we would go in and out through the back door. And so from the basement, in order to get out, you would have to run through the living room and then through the kitchen and then out the back door. And in this instant, we were slowly going down the stairs into the basement, pitch black, just like exploring, just like, oh, is something gonna happen? And we just had our lighters. And before we even got to the bottom of the stairs, we heard a very, very loud slam upstairs. So we ran up, like, just to get out of the building initially, because we were just so scared. Like, as soon as we heard that slam, it was like, oh my god, let's get out of here. And as we ran up through the living room, we saw the chair flipped over, and then as we ran through the kitchen, the cupboards were moving. All of the cupboards inside the kitchen were moving. And in my adult years, as I look back on this memory, I mean, I've questioned it a lot. Like, were they really moving? Even though all three of us said they were moving afterwards, and I remember that vividly. But even if they were moving, there could have been like some seniors or somebody messing with us, like, behind the scenes. Like, obviously the chair could have been easily flipped over by somebody else. The cupboards, I don't know, there's strings or someone's behind them. I don't know. There's probably a easy explanation to it, but that is the only experience I've had where I would say clearly, like, I can't explain it fully, and it seems like the cliche ghost stuff inside the haunted house, which is now demolished inside of Hillsborough, Missouri. It was on Elm Street, of all streets. We have an Elm Street in Hillsborough, Missouri. And this house, it just had a creepy vibe to it. But yeah, I don't necessarily believe it was ghosts or anything. I mean, it, I don't know. It could have all been in our head. We ran out of the kitchen super fast. So, like, who knows? Maybe one of us just said, "Did you see the cupboards move?" And then all three of us were like, "Yeah, yeah, I saw that." And then I just remembered it as that for the rest of my life. And it didn't. They weren't actually moving. It was just like our imagination. Who knows? Um, but I've had other experiences like sleep paralysis. I've mentioned in past videos and certain things that are just really creepy, but I boiled it down to just being inside my head. Like, it's very easily just, hallucinations or something to do with the brain, because there weren't multiple people there to um, see what I saw. And yeah. So anyway, has anybody else ever experienced a haunted house inside your town? Or is your house haunted? Or any paranormal experiences? Leave them down below. I usually don't talk about this type of stuff, but these vlogs are about me just talking about my life in all dimensions. So figured I'd just throw it out there. Thanks for watching. For the animals! Woo!